Salve a tutti, sono Almarok e benvenuti in un nuovo video. Oggi siamo qui per intervistare Joakim Ohlsson, famoso per essere il chitarrista dei Gra e per essere stato il chitarrista dei Siebenbürgen. Prima di iniziare lo ringrazio per la sua disponibilità, per aver accettato di essere nostro ospite, vi lascio l'intervista e vi auguro buona visione. Why you started to do music? Why you started to do with metal music? Tell me about the beginning of your career.
I think I started playing guitar around 8 years old, and pretty soon after I found it kind of boring. But my brother started listening to metal, and then I found joy to play guitar when I discovered metal, and just sat day in and day out and just tried to learn Metallica songs and Slayer songs and stuff like that. And then it just, as usual, you try to get a band around 15, and then I studied in high school music. Then it just went on. The love for music, the love for writing songs. That's yeah, how it all started for me. My brother introduced me to metal and all kinds of metal, and I dove into that, to all the scenes with him, just listening to albums, sitting in the couch, don't talk to each other for hours, just next album. My first band was my first real band was a band called Nothing Divine, who it actually wasn't metal at the beginning, but it evolved into metal. As we changed out members, it became more and more rock and more metal. So that was my what do you call it? My little child, where I wrote a lot of songs, a lot of lyrics and stuff.
Talking about your work with Siebenbürgen.
Yeah, I joined Siebenbürgen on their last album only. I think it was 2008. They called me in because they needed another guitar player, and we're about to record the album Revelation 6. So I think it was just 2 months before the recording started. So I had to learn the songs pretty fast. I remember we were only rehearsing once a week, so it was eight times to rehearsal. Then we went and recorded drums, and we went to La Rock for recording the guitars and the bass. And then we did the vocals in Stockholm too, I think. It was a cool process, cool learning to get to know those guys. It was Dennis, who played drums on Siebenbürgen, who brought me in, as he lived with my best friend. They shared apartments, so and he knew I was a metal guy, so that's why he called me, I think. And that's when we got to know each other on a musical level, me and Dennis. So that was fun.
And what about to work with Marcus Selin?
He was a great guy, open, and just we had a lot of fun when we were down at Varberg recording the album. That's when me, Marcus, and Richard actually got to know each other, because we didn't have the time to get to know each other on the rehearsal, because then we just playing the songs and I'm trying to play them right. So on the drive down to Varberg, which is probably a 6-hour drive or something, and 10 days there, we get to learn each other, and we had a lot of fun recording the album. It was a bit nervous though, having La Rock standing beside you while you're tracking the guitars, when you have such a great guitar player just standing there watching you. So that's kind of nervy for a couple of days. And now Mark is a great songwriter. He had a good mind for that. And on this album, he played bass. I don't know. I think he played guitar before, and sometime he just did vocals. So I think he got a good grip on the whole band thing, and he was the main songwriter. So kudos to him for writing a good album. I like it, Revelation 6. I think it's the Siebenbürgen's best album. A bit biased though.
Why after this album Siebenbürgen split out?
There's a lot of happening there. We were about to go on tour, and our manager got sick. He had a stroke, I think. I wasn't really that involved on the business side of it. It was all kind of blurry how it all went down. So, but that's the main reason. I think after that, nothing really happened. I don't really know why we didn't continue after that, actually. I was playing in a couple of other bands at the same time, so I just was focused on them while nothing was happening on Siebenbürgen. And then it just ran out.
And you have other music projects for this 2024 and 2025?
Right now I'm playing guitar with Gra, the band with Andreas from Dark Funeral on vocals. So we were preparing to go to Chile, Santiago on Thursday. So we're full with work to preparing for that and straightening out a couple of things so we can go. But that's the closest project. And after that, I will start preparing for Tyrfing's 30 years anniversary shows in January. We're doing in Stockholm and Gothenburg. So I'm helping them out with a couple of technical stuff for the show.
And talking about your work with Gra.
Yeah, so I actually started doing sound for Gra last year, I think. Or was it the year before? Last year, I think. And do a couple of shows. Fredrik from Tyrfing brought me in because he played in both bands. And then Fredrik jumped ship. So I said, I can do this next show on guitar. And Gra asked me, are you sure? And I said, yes, but I really wasn't. I had to relearn and playing fast metal guitar again. So I just started rehearsing at home, dusting off the old metal guitars, and just wanted to prove to myself that if I can still do this. So, and after that, we traveled to Greece. That was my first show this year, in January, I think, or February. So after that show, they asked me if I wanted to become a full-time member, and why not? It was fun to being on stage again after like 10 years hiatus. So that's how it come by that I joined the band.
If you want to be remembered for an album that you have done in your career, which is and why?
Within an EP with Nothing Divine, probably my favorite. That's the one I was most involved in the songwriting with. Unfortunately, it's been taken down from Spotify. I'm in the process to get it up back there again, just for fun. And then Revelation 6, also great album. And what's also I had to learn play the black metal kind of guitar playing, and it was a real learning experience for me in the studio, the recording process. Yeah, so those two, I guess.
If you have an advice for who want to be a musician nowadays, how is it difficult?
I think it's all the promoting you got to do and like being on social media, and that's probably if you can't just do music anymore. You have to do the whole package, and if you don't, then you're probably not gonna come anywhere in this business and get shows. You gotta find someone to book your shows, so you're not playing the same hometown 10 times a year, because people get bored of you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for
Thank you,
today. Good luck for your projects. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.